I want to talk a little bit more about this new endeavor of his, but I want to kind of lead into it with this lawsuit involving this kid who is suing him because of some like comments that he had made. Can you kind of break down what happened
There was
here?
like a very, I think it's a 35-page or plus lawsuit recently between plaintiff Trevor Phillips and Ye, and he was a Donda Academy employee that got hired on right around the Jewish comments.
And like, how old is this guy? Like, give me an idea. Like
Probably
20s,
like
30s?
30s maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a teacher?
He
Admin,
was, I don't know what he did exactly.
He had some role
That's
at the
the
school.
thing. But it was also a Yeezy employee too. Ye doesn't keep people in one position. He switches them around. So in the lawsuit, it'll say like, I never really knew what my job was. I was sometimes working for the clothes. Sometimes I was at the school.
Disturbing allegations in a new lawsuit filed against rapper Kanye West, who now goes by Ye. Trevor Phillips, a former employee, claims West spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories in front of staff and students of his private school, Donda Academy. Phillips accuses West of comparing himself to Hitler, saying he wanted to shave students' heads and lock them in cages. The lawsuit also spells out threats of physical violence, inappropriate sexual behavior, and anti-LGBTQ comments. And this is the latest in a slew of discrimination and wrongful termination lawsuits filed by former employees of West and his school.
So apparently there was this, and the reason I believe this one part of the lawsuit is because someone actually told me this story before the lawsuit even came out. And there was a Sunday morning and he was doing Sunday service at the school. And Ye shows up and notices this really small plot of grass on the ground that just wasn't up to his expectations. So he started screaming like, fuck you at this guy, and was blaming this guy that wasn't the gardener for this plot of land. So he,
like this random guy?
No, the guy that Trevor Phillips.
This employee. Okay.
Yeah, so he starts blaming him. He starts people told me that he was like tearing weeds out of the ground like a madman.
Making it way worse than
yeah,
it
like
was.
it's like showing he's like destroying everything. So he's tearing the weeds out of the ground, and there's 100 people witnessing this, and everyone just kind of like staring, watching him act like a madman.
Yeah.
And then he started swearing, like, you can see it in the lawsuit. The whole conversation is transcribed in the lawsuit. I can't remember exactly, but it was like, fuck you, you're fired. I'm fucking done with you. Get him out of here. And then the security guard drags him out, and then the assistant felt bad. So she's like, hold on a second. Trevor's a good guy. So then they try to patch it up. And then Trevor was like, I love your school. It's done so much to me. And the daughter was going to Donda Academy. And Trevor at the time had a growth on his neck. And Ye looks at Trevor and goes, fuck your neck. And fuck your daughter. And that was just like that was part of the lawsuit. And it was just, honestly, if anybody said that to his kids, we would never hear the end of it. Like if someone told that to North, fuck you, Ye would literally drag all of us into this and like post it on social media, blame Kim and Sierra Canyon. But so that was like the part of the lawsuit that I was like, well, because someone told me months prior about that story, because it was like a big story. A lot of people were talking about it. But
well, also, like,
that was just one part of the lawsuit.
Coming for the guy's neck is, like, whatever. But, like, I mean, doesn't Kanye have, like, a growth on his lip? Like, can someone check his lip? Like, what's going on with his teeth? Have you, like, seen the teeth situation? Like,
it's
disturbing, right?
He has, like...
Can it come out?
I don't know.
It stunk.
I heard it stuck. I don't know.
I don't think stunk, like, smell.
What?
I heard it smells like it's bacteria gross.
Really?
Do you know if that's true? No.
I don't know. I can't smell anything in this mess.
Yeah.
And then part of the lawsuit was he wanted to put kids in cages. But I was actually, a source reached out to me that it was more of an abstract idea of Ye's. He thought it was going to be artistic. And it was during the time where he made all those models shave their heads. And I think you made a video about it. And it was about, you said it was like a satanic ritual.
It looked terrifying. It was like these, and we'll include pictures of it, but it was like this, like, was it kind of like a fashion show-ish?
Our friend
like
modeled in the show.
Really? Did she get her head cut?
He already had his head shaved, but they didn't pay the models.
Yeah.
And like there wasn't really a fashion show. Like they literally just stood there while Frank Ocean Self Control played on loop, and then they just stood there with the candle, and then they gave away those white T-shirts.
Oh my gosh.
And during that time, the next night he hosted a vampire movie night where like all the models got invited to just watch vampire movies, and he destroyed that building too. Like, he tore the roof off of the Melrose building.
Buildings that like he rents out for a night.
He bought that to be the flagship Yeezy store, and then he ended up tearing the roof out. So it's like
how
builders like
So, like, he just has these construction people come in and like start a project and don't
then
continue
yeah.
it? Why he doesn't like pay them or anything?
I think he pays them. I don't know.
I mean, I heard he didn't pay his lawyers when he was in the law. Do you remember that when he got all those lawsuits from the lawyers?
I'm sure he doesn't. I don't think he's the one that's like in charge of finance. So I think a lot of times
Hopefully
people
not.
don't get paid. Yeah, but a lot of people are making too much money. We should talk about that.
Yeah.
There's some people at Yeezy making exorbitant amounts of money
Really?
that
Like-
are like unheard of amounts for the job position they're at.
And so when you say job position, though, really there's no job position that they kind of just do whatever. But they're
It's
just
like,
getting
what
a
are they
big
even,
salary.
They're getting these big salaries that I don't even know what some of these people are doing.
And how, like, when you're saying big salary, like 200K, 300K, just sitting, like,
$3
what?
million a year
Oh,
to do what?
To do what?
$2 million a year? I don't
Do
know.
you talk to these people?
50 to 100K a month to do what?
Yeah. You
to
don't
just to just tell Kanye yes to all of his ideas.
know? Like, yeah, it's awesome. We'll make it happen.
But then nothing happens.
And then nothing actually happens.
Yeah, and I think that's what got him so far in his career. He was
Like the delusional.
it helped the Delulu. What is it? Be delusional, girl. Delulu's good.
Yeah.
In some ways, because like it made Ye be able to accomplish so many things that people told him he couldn't do. He was able to do them.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're witnessing this thing where he's still trying to, but something's off. Like he's not. The success isn't as much as it used to be, and I don't know what's going on mentally.
So just to go on a little bit about the new adult endeavor with the porn, what are your thoughts on? So you don't support this as like a easy viewer.
Feel like I just think after everything he talked about, and he got all of his fans to really like feel like porn was linked to trafficking and that porn was damaging. He said porn ruined my life, porn ruined my marriage. So for him to attack Kim, and he almost demonized sex workers for a long time, and now he's going to profit off them, that doesn't sit right with a lot of people.
Well, looking at the inspiration that Bianca has sent to these people, I don't like the idea of like embracing this rape culture.
I don't know if he's going to take it that far. It's probably going to be
knows?
like a concrete bed in a minimal aesthetic room.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to be like nothing we've seen before. It's like we already know what you're going to do. Like we can picture it.
But we also just don't like that type of. It freaks me out because it's like kind of like video games. Like we all love. People could have like video games, but like there's science that proves like if you play violent video games, like you will grow more accustomed to those behaviors. So if he's gonna create content that like looks like that, then he's gonna create kids that are gonna go out and do that to girls.
Well,
so I think
and
it's okay
the problem I have with it is that if you see like his majority of his fan base right now in the Vultures era, like at the listening parties, they're all young. He's lost a lot of his older followers. Yeah. All the people that really love him are like teenagers.
Yeah, I noticed that at the listening party.
The TikTok Riz, like they're all young kids at like they're like young dudes, like
F boys.
They're all like young fuck boys in the making, and it's like they're gonna start. It might create a bad. I don't know.
It might create a new wave of guys that just think it's okay to do the complete opposite, because Kanye, I think right now is like really living in this like doing the opposite of everything else to offend people and to get attention for it. But that has long-term like repercussions. It's not a good play out. Like none of this is going to look good in a few years, especially if he continues down this path. Like let's say he creates this like porn company and creates this like toxic workplace in sex work. I mean, he's done it at Adidas. He's doing it at Yeezy. Do we really need a porn studio that has a toxic work environment?
It's not going to be able
where
to happen.
Where the boss is openly said he's an addict and he wants to, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be. It's not. I don't think it's going to materialize because I don't think he's even able to. You have to have the porn company has to be ethical and it can't be toxic. So if things can't keep operating at the level of toxicity that they're currently operating in, it's going to burn out.
Why don't you think it will become like
because he can't even get a T-shirt to his fans
yeah
like a normal amount of time. It's not normal to have a T-shirt take 5 months. Mm-hmm. So yes, he has this great idea and he wants to do it, but like actually booking the model, maybe porn is easier to do than T-shirts. I don't know. I think what would be great for Ye is if he was just like maybe he's directing porn for a studio that's already existing, so then he doesn't have to like handle any of the structure, because we're seeing that the structure of Yeezy is kind of falling apart. So like if he just wants to get it out of his system and just go direct a few pornos, like that'd probably be a better move.
Yeah.
But he has this idea in his head that he wants to be the studio owner. So I don't know if he'll be able. He always wants to be in control of the aesthetic and be in control of everything. The design. So
I think it's all his.
He wants to like be he has this complex where he wants to be the creator of all things in this world. Like he wants to dress us, he wants to tell us how to like live. But I think he needs to look inward for a little bit and start.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I don't think he should do really anything. I mean, maybe the clothing, but clearly he's not even doing that right. I think he needs to just like create music. Like just
He's
keep
so
creating
good at music. He
Yeah.
cranks out music so quickly.
And build the CC brand through the music. And then like if the porn industry, you know, if it was right for him in like 5-10 years, you know, he could create this whole music video aesthetic and like kind of work towards it. But it seems like he thinks of it at one moment and the next day he's already
I don't think they should have announced the porn studio. I think they announced it too soon.
They should have done it when they already had it figured
It's
out.
not
And it was
even
already established.
It
and
was
good.
literally like they had one meeting with the guy, and then TMZ, a Yeezy rep, leaked it to TMZ, and then the Yeezy announced it, and it's like they was like Yeezy porn is coming, CUMMING, and it's like. It was only 2 meetings. Like there's nothing. It's like it got
nothing concrete.
But maybe they're trying to promote Vultures too. That's supposed to drop this Friday. So I guess we'll find out if Ye decides.
Maybe this was a way just to do that. Do you think this could be a whole fake story?
No, it's not. It's not. I've spoke to several sources that said he really does want to do this.
Yeah.
But I think either way, it's great marketing because everybody's talking about the porn.
Mm-hmm. And then people are gonna be talking about his album that comes out.
Yeah, of course. And I think the album's probably gonna be really good.
Do you know like what happened with that one song, like the Everybody?
Maybe it'll be on Vultures too.
Yeah.
Or actually, I don't think Backstreet Boys cleared the sample.
I know they didn't. I liked it though.
That was
took
my
it on
least.
YouTube too.
Really?
Yeah, and that was like my favorite one.
You did like that one?
Yeah, I mean I like the little Backstreet moment.
I liked North's song best. I think Ye should produce North. He's supposed to be producing Elementary School Dropout.
So he's got how many? He's got 4 kids technically with
Yeah.
Kim, right? 2 of them were birthed by Kim, right?
I don't know if it was
Or just North.
North only or.
I think she did both.
2. Was it St. and
She had
North?
4 total, right?
Yeah, Chicago and St. North.
I think she did like, and I don't think that like a kid is any less of a kid to a parent if they were surrogate or born by the mother. Like that's not important to me. But Kanye has publicly said that he has a closer relationship with his 2 eldest, right?
Yeah, he said only my 2 eldest know they daddy recently, and I thought that was weird to write.
Really weird to write because one, that's not a flex. Like
Yeah, I don't get why
that?
they wrote. I didn't get why he said that. Like it was weird. He's so obsessed. Like he loves North. They're both Geminis. They have a deep bond. North loves her dad, but we never see him publicly really with the 2 youngest.
Yeah, and so with his mental state, and I'm sure like a lot of people around are aware of like what's going on with him. What do you think his relationship, or what do you know about his relationship with his children?
I don't know much.
Like, so-
actually, that's the one thing that nobody will talk to me about.
Do they have like visit? You don't know if they have
I know that they'll
visitation?
go to the. I know that they went to like see him at the hotel. They had a nanny with them. They'll like
That
see
watches
him.
over.
I don't know if they're always with the nanny's always there or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But that's the one thing. No one wants to ever talk about his personal life like that. Like the kids are off top limits.
Which
but
is actually kind of like nice because like I would hope they're being protected in some way, you know?
I think I know that Ye said recently on a podcast that North has suddenly gotten into God. And I think he said something along the lines that like he didn't. I don't know if I don't want you to quote me on this because it's not exact.
It's fine.
But I was just like, why are you were the one that was like.
Like, was his reaction not that great? Like, he
Yeah,
wasn't
it was like he
enthused by
doesn't
it?
that, and he's not like happy about it or
He's like,
something.
"Oh,
and
no,
it's like
North's
you're the
getting
one
me."
that got her so involved with Sunday service. And, like you're confusing your kids by like
Yeah.
changing your mind on faith. So it's like kind of crazy that Kim is providing them with this structured like sense of normalcy that he's not providing, as doesn't have like a typical lifestyle.
Yeah.
So now, but then Ye always criticized her mother. Like he always said she was a bad mom and the nannies raised the kids.
Yeah.
His kids are bougie and ruly. He always said these things. But now it seems like Kim's giving them religion where I don't think he's into astrology and numerology right now.
Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.